Welcome back to Rex Radio. Episode.
What?
Made it to episode. I want this. You already know it's me, Kai. Eye to the sky. Oh shoot! Who's that? We got Jerome.
Hey guys.
Yay! With the weave. And shout out Savannah, my co-host for today's episode.
What's going on, guys?
Bah. See Jess over there.
Hi.
Jess, how are you?
Good.
You okay? I'm not like Jordan, why you look so bent, fam? What's wrong with you?
Yo, I'm telling you.
Honestly, I have to be in, like, I'm doing something and then I'll be in it. So, but I'm here.
Okay, man.
Bro.
Easy. Over there. We have Bambo. We have the clean cam, guys. You know what I mean?
With the new lighting too.
The red room. Yeah, red room.
Yeah, setup is new.
You know, we have a chair. You know what I mean? Shout out the chair. Oh shoot, there's a man in the chair.
The chair.
So that's all here. Okay, this week's episode 2. We're doing Black History, but first, we gotta make sure. Yo, who was captain on the last episode? What was going on with the links? What was going on? I know about you guys. Everybody stay true to what they were saying.
Yeah.
What last episode? Oh, the Valentine, yeah.
The girls' faces get lit.
All I did was drop off some goodies
Absolutely.
that I baked.
I said true.
Hey, dropped off some goodies, Jessica.
No cap.
That I baked.
You gave a man a gift, yes?
No. I gave Jerome cupcakes today though.
Absolutely.
And Jordan some barbecue chips.
All right.
So what's going on, guys?
Black History. All right, we're gonna jump the topics going forward. So you guys, what day is it today? Today's February what? We're recording this February 23rd, so it's Black History Month. You know what I mean? So it's only right to discuss certain topics.
Mm-hmm.
Let me slide to the notes. Oh shoot. All right. Are we gonna jump into the first question just to warm up everybody, you know?
What's the first question for us?
I'm a black man. I'm a young black man. I'm turning 24. We have a lot of black people in the Zoom right now.
Kobe.
This is not black, but we would like to hear from your perspective, like, you know, based on certain questions, we're gonna ask about like how certain people do certain things at black household. You know, we just want to know what it'd be done like in your household, you know, in an Indian household. So just to get the perspective, because even though it's a Black History Month, we're all together, we're all brothers and sisters, and you know, it's important to hear other people voice their opinions about certain topics. All right, so I'm gonna jump into. All right, this for me personally. I'm a person. I have long hair right now. I have some on under this, so like, you know, you guys can't see the dreads today, but I have dreads. And like my entire life, every time I put on my hair, I always got into situations where people are always like, cut your hair, you're a boy, you're not supposed to have long hair, stuff like that. And as I can see, like, you know, some of us here have long hair and stuff like that. Have you guys ever been in a position where you were being judged because of the type of hairstyle you had, or just because you had long hair? If you don't have long hair, then, you know, maybe your choice was to have a wave cut instead of a fade or something, like, you know, and your parents weren't trying to allow it, people were trying to judge you. So you know, and any of you guys been judged about the way you guys wear your hair?
All right, I feel as though all of us have been judged based on our hair, even if we don't know, even if it wasn't like directly, indirectly, definitely we have been judged based upon our hair. At work, you know, I've come into work with braids, and I'm sure people that I've worked with has looked at me like it's unprofessional, because I've heard it. I've seen it on Twitter, I've seen it on Instagram, you know. But personally, I've never directly had to deal with somebody tell me, oh, your hair's unprofessional, or oh, it's not long enough, or oh, it's not short enough. I don't surround myself with people, like, you know, that would even think to say such things.
Jerome, what are you saying? You're number 2 this week, you know?
Sure. Listen, I'm not gonna say I don't care what people say, but yo, I don't care what people say. Listen,
Straight.
ever since skinny jeans, my ears being pierced, the cardigan, everything, the tie head, everything. I've heard it all. Your jeans too tight. Why are both your ears pierced? You always got a rag for your sweat. Why you always something? There's always been something there. You know what I mean? Oh, you're too. No one's ever gonna be sad. Like, there's always gonna be somebody that's not satisfied with your image, right? There's always gonna be something. You gain too much weight, or you're too big. Why do you have this? You know what I mean? It's always gonna be something, right? So like, I'm gonna to the most recent thing in life now. This is my tie head. This is not a do-rag. It's a tie head. Tie head. It's not a do-rag. It's a tie head. You know, people look at it like, yo, auntie. What? You know, I get the auntie. But I take that like I like it because it is what it is, right? Because I'll see them say that, but then a couple weeks later, boom, like they're tired like that. Like they're tired. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they say it, but like really they want to do it.
Yeah, they're just mad that they don't have the courage to.
Yeah, it sounds corny, but like that's what it is. Literally, that's what it is sometimes. Like this is what they want to do it, right? And I've realized that. I just don't say it, but like I see it. Same thing from high school. Jeans are too tight. Why are your jeans so tight? You're a jerk boy. Are you a girl? Like, you know, like 2 weeks later, you have the same jeans as me.
That's how it goes.
Man, that's just what it is for me. So, you know, that's just the story of my life. But I don't really care. I just do what I want to do. I do my own thing. As long as I'm not offending nobody.
A next thing is when mans wear bonnets. I've heard a lot of controversial conversations on that, and I don't know how you guys feel about that. Me personally, I don't care. Whatever somebody wants to wear on their head, they can wear on their head. It's their choice. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it. I'm for it. Like, yo, I'm not saying I'm the most devious person, but I'm for, like, I'm not with the basics. Like, if you're gonna do it with confidence. Like, I seen Kai with the bonnet. I seen Kai with the bonnet. Say, yeah, like, you guys are gonna hold this. This is the swag. You guys are gonna hug that. And I'm like, yeah, like I rate it. Like, I'm with it. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm with it. Like, if you're wear the bonnet, to be honest.
His hair, it's just protecting his hair. It's just protecting our hair.
It suits people though. It suits some people though.
Like, it does. I see grown men on the street with bonnets all the time. Sometimes I see them walking through the mall, you know?
I walked through the mall with a bonnet before enough times. I have the hat, I wear the beanie, I wear so much different things for my hair. I like the money. You know, I got the bonnet on right now.
You pulled it out. See, some girls even wear do-rags, you know? It's like a female wearing a do-rag.
See how like stuff for hair can be like classified for gender. So like if you want to wear it, you wear it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like sometimes the do-rag be too tight. I have too much hair. Jordan, you could put your hair in a do-rag right now?
Not like this? No. And you know what's funny? I went to my sister and I asked her, I'm like, yo, I need to get a bonnet. Like, where can I get a bonnet? Because this is no joke.
Kai will order you one from his guy.
I'm listening to you guys and I'm just like, I'm laughing in my head because I'm like, yo, the funny thing is I'm about to get a bonnet.
Go to BSW or Beauty Supply.
I know, but it's far, so I really just want them to give me one of theirs.
Go to the pharmacy. They have another pharmacy.
For me, like, I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. I'm a joker, so I'm gonna make fun of you. Period. No matter what you do, I'm gonna make fun of you.
This is the guy that will also wear stockings and a full skirt, so he doesn't care.
That's the thing, though. Like, have confidence with what you're doing. That's like, like I've heard it. Like, just do you like, to be honest, I don't have time for simple-minded people. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know who that is. Like,
you can't think outside the box.
Easy it. Who wants to get offended for that? Get offended for that. I don't. I'm not into the simple-minded person.
That's where I had this one teacher who was actually a religion teacher, so this is weird. I think we had like an assignment, like we had a bet, and we had like some assignments. Like if you win the bet and you get a certain mark on the assignment, I'll let you guys wear like your hat or your do rag or whatever in class. So I had to win that, and I wore my hat the entire class. I had him in second, and I wore it in that class as well. Even the students that didn't have know about the bet, I was like, not wearing that. So like you know, and then I had to negotiate the deal. Like certain teachers knew about it that I could do that. Like you know, they were mad. He was building a relationship with us that, you know, was important, because after that I ended up going into media, and he was the teacher that led that. So, you know, even though we started off on the wrong for a relationship, he's seen something, I guess, about me or my culture, how I move, and he just allowed it. He didn't take it away from me, you know? It was part of my identity. So it's like, I guess that also gave me the confidence to also one day be like, I'm gonna wear it up on it too, like on my hair. Wear the hat, because sometimes you're having a bad hair day, you know, so you're like, yo, I want to wear the hat to cover, you know. I'm not like every other culture where you can just let the hair out. Like, you know, when you sleep wrong, like, hair is gone.
Nappy, dry out.
To get back. So
you have to cover that.
To be honest, like, I had like some teachers in school that I was able to connect with that were not Black. And like they help show me certain things and teach me certain things I could just never learn. Did you guys ever had that like teacher that was not Black that, you know, you could go to and they would show you things like kind of like a parent type of figure? Because you know when you're in school or high school or elementary school, you know, you're very young, right? So it's like, you ever had that teacher that you could connect with that understood you for like who you were? Any of you guys
when I was, so like, it's weird. When I was younger, I would say yeah, but I don't know how to put this in like I'm not gonna be politically correct, but I wasn't as like, I was a lot more whitewashed in a sense, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like my white teacher was able to relate to me more, and like I feel, and I pretty much know, to be honest, if I was another way, I don't think we would relate. So, because my Black friends, right? Because all my friends were Black, right? Like in the high school, like, and like all my close friends, and they didn't relate as much. You understand what I'm trying to say? Right? And then, like, now in perspective, I understand why they didn't relate. Why did I relate to them? Did you say, Jerome?
Yeah.
Because I did stuff the white way, in the sense of the right way, the white way. I did. I just didn't act like us, like, you know what I mean? Like whatever that time, not fully, but like they like that I spoke. Like back in the day, I really spoke like this, and I made sure I spoke really proper, and like, yo, you like they enjoyed that, right? They enjoyed that.
The environment you grew up in.
I wouldn't even say it was that, because my friends all grew up in Maple, and they were still mad, you know? They're like, so I can't fully say that. I gotta say.
How did you get into that? Sorry. I'm curious. How did you get into that like way of life? Because you grew up in a Jamaican household, right?
Yeah, mad Jamaican.
So how did you go out into like the school world with like, you know, being whitewashed and then coming home to like a Jamaican household? How did you balance the two?
So now here's my truth. It's not balancing the truth. I hated, especially Black females.
Be careful.
No. What do you mean? I said hated. I gotta be. Yeah, this is my truth.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Your truth is here.
There's nothing to be careful about. Like, what? I'm not hating them now. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, okay. I thought you said you hate it. That's what I was like.
Hate did.
Okay.
Past tense. Yeah.
Okay.
I had like a hatred towards them because of like certain things that happened and growing up and so on and so forth. That I didn't even know that I had. Right? I had personally negative experiences with Black people and with not Black people. I loved Black males, to be honest. But with Black females, I had a very negative experience. And I just put them all, especially Jamaican ones. I put them all in one thing. Just
like
always like verbal abuse. You know what I'm trying to say? Like always
that runs in,
down to me. You know, always saying, "Oh, look at this whitewash." It was always usually them saying this whitewash stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas the black male to me was always like, "You're different, but you're cool. You know, you're still black. Go." Like, you know. So I just had like a different experience. Like all my friends were black males, no black females really or anything like that. Not really too many females in general. But as I got older, opened up my mind, started to learn more, research more, understand more, talk to my friends on a real level, right? That's the big part. I grew out of that and learned more. So I don't think they'd like me now, because I would stand up for stuff. They would say things, I'd be like, "Yo, that's racist." Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's racist. Or like, "Yo, you're moving weird." Like, I tolerated those things. You know, I enjoyed being different, but the way that they're telling me I'm different wasn't because I'm Jordan, it was because I was white.
And then this term whitewash. Like, what is this term whitewash? Because you speak proper and because you know how to properly, you know?
Dated only white girls, literally only white girls.
Whitewash for like brown people is used in a completely different way. It's more as like, for us, like when we say someone's whitewashed, it's just like they don't have a connection to their culture.
So, yeah, that too. That comes along with it too.
True, I never knew that.
So, Jess, you ever been like treated differently because of like where you're from or like your background?
I say this very vocally. Like, I have a very white name, Jessica. My last name's not recognizable with the Indians, so nobody really knows my background until they get to know me. Growing up, I was lucky enough that like my middle school was like primarily other Indians, so like I never faced any difficulty because I was surrounded by my community and I felt very comfortable. Right. It wasn't until I moved to Woodbridge where I was just like, oh shit, people are mean. But in regards to like, I always had teachers I connected with. Like, it wasn't hard to find a really supportive Indian teacher that was like always looking out for you in that kind of sense. So it wasn't too hard for me.
I hear that. Like,
I count that as my blessing and my privilege, right?
I hear that. I was gonna ask, so do you guys feel like growing up in your household that you were able to address certain things with your parents, like whether it had to do like your physical health, like your insecurities, your mental health? Like, do you feel like your parents were open enough to listen to what you were going through? Like for me, for example, I remember one time I was like, I could have been like grade 9 or 10, and I don't know, I was just having an argument and I was just thinking I'm stressed, like, you know? So why do you have stress? It's like, what do you mean, how do I have stress? Like, where, like in my mind, I'm like, not there when your son and my brother passed away. Were you not there when my god brother passed away due to gun violence? Were you like, were you not there when my aunt had to get stitches? Like all these traumas like that you're experiencing as a kid, it's like, how don't I have stress? Like I've been through so much things in my own individual life, and it's like when you it just goes left because they're going with their own traumas. They feel like they haven't handled, so it's like hearing about other people's traumas, like how to, you know, talking to you as well as dealing with their stuff, as well as them hiding stuff from you and trying to show to you. So it's like, you guys feel like it was easy to talk to your parents or somebody in your family about what you're going through, or it was kind of hard?
I feel like definitely for me, it was half and half. Like one of my parents were very understanding and the other one was not so understanding, not so open, you know what I mean? And I don't think it was her fault why she's like that or why she was like that. I think it's because she grew up on that. You don't know what stress is, you know what I mean? And when you grow up in a household where you're just being told you don't know what stress is, you don't know this, you don't know that, you don't pay bills, you don't have kids, like those are not the only things in the world that can stress a person, you know what I mean? And when you don't like mentally educate yourself on mental health, when you don't educate yourself on mental health, you can be really like oblivious to those things. Like, you know, like for example, like when you have a son now and your son comes to you and he says, oh dad, I'm feeling a little bit stressed because whatever. You'll be able to sit down with him and relate to him and be like, you know what, I understand how you're feeling, son. Let's do this. Let's talk like this. But I feel like the older generation, especially the older Black generation, they weren't taught like that. So they don't know how to come off like that. Even if they want to show that they care, even if they even think that you might be stressed a little bit, it's like, it's always going to be no. There's no such thing as stress for kids. They don't know what stress is because that's what they were taught. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think like Jordan speaks a lot about empathy, and it comes with that. I'm not saying our parents don't have that, but they are also cut from a different kind of cord. Like they grew up in a whole different time. With my mom, because I lost my dad so young, and my brother's situation, I was lucky enough to see a social worker between the age of like 7 to 10, and that person helped my mom realize that like stress for kids is real. Like there's trauma, there's this, and there's like mental health and all that stuff going on. So till this day, like I can talk to my mom very openly, and I have like cousins around that will give you that reality check that we really need sometimes. But I have aunts that I'll talk to, and they're just so close-minded that they're like, there's no way that can happen to you. And I'm just like, what? Like,
sometimes it's sad. Sometimes it's really sad.
Yeah, so it's just, I love my mom for that sake, that I can talk to her about everything and anything. But like sometimes with my aunts, I feel frustrated because I'm like, how are you guys thinking like this till this day? And you've been in this community for how many years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Jerome, you have anything you would say about that? Like, do you feel like growing up you were able to talk to your family or your parents about your insecurities or anything going on in your head?
Yo, in my crib, you can't cry.
Mm-hmm.
You can't show emotion. Everything you say is yeah, pick me. Everything.
That's
if I
good.
look at my mom for too long,
one line.
Have you ever cried at home?
Huh?
Have you ever cried like in front of your mom?
No, I'll answer for him.
Not after grade 7, 8.
I was about to say grade
7,
8. I think
7. No, I cried in grade. I was at school, but in front of my mom, probably grade 7.
The weird thing is, like, as much as like my mom and I are connected, like I'll never cry in front of her.
No, I'm getting my ass bust. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But that's why
That's a different cry, dog. That's called fear.
I'm getting embarrassed. I'm getting embarrassed talking about. So I'm like, yo, why you talking about that? Like,
So your mom doesn't know about all your heartbreak.
Yo, that's one of the worst cries.
Like, why you gotta talk about my weakness? Like, I know, like why you gotta talk about that mark I got in school? Like, what? Let me get smarter. But anyways, yeah, no. There's no crying, not that on here. So, what it is.
With my family, they don't show emotion. I think it's like a Black thing, to be honest. Not all Black people. I'm generalizing, obviously. But I remember when I broke up with my ex, I was very devastated. Like, especially the first time, because it's on and off. But I was very devastated. And I remember I went to my mom and I bawled. Like, I broke up with her.
The whole thing.
Is he frozen? Is he frozen?
Yeah, he was. He was.
And then, like no. So, but it was. She laughed. She laughed. You know, like, and then she made a joke about it to my family. Like, so, yeah, it's not taken seriously. I'm trying to let them be like, I'm trying to like let them know about mental health more and stuff like that, and like caring about it more. But yeah, my house is a tough house. Like, they're loving, don't get it twisted. We show love in certain ways, but we don't say I love you. We don't like it's
Yeah. We don't do that. We don't do that over here.
Well, look at that. Right? No, sorry, no, continue.
I have to force my mom to hug me. Like, I have to like cave my way in there. She's just like, why are you here? Like, no.
Literally.
I'm like, when I was younger, people would like touch me and stuff like that. Man, don't touch me. Like I don't know if you touch me, and they would try to like test and we get into fights, and then like but it's like our girlfriend family, we don't really hug each other. We're like when somebody says it at random, like it's like whoa, and you say it back, but you're kind of like your heart was like oh whoa, like like wow, you said
Did that come out of me?
I do find it more in Black people than I find it in any race, though. Like I think it's crazy. Like the no I love you, the no hugs, the no kid. Like I know other but like where I can always hear it, and especially Jamaicans. Like gotta be honest.
Yeah, when you're see, that's why people are always usually jealous of the babies, because the babies are getting all this love, and it's like what the hell? This is not what we do, but this is what they do.
You get it for the first 4 years, and then you start talking back, and they're over you.
Like dog, even that I didn't hear. I know I didn't hear I love you at 3. I know.
You be yelling at you.
Yes. Literally, it's just TV that showed me. Hey, like, for example, Will Smith and Uncle Phil, that episode where like his dad didn't. That whole scene while asking Uncle Phil why doesn't my dad want? Like I was like, what? And hug. Like I was so confused. Like I was like, what?
How old were you when you first saw that episode?
I was like probably like 9, 8.
No.
No. We have to be younger.
Well, I guess that's the time he took in the episode.
No, I didn't see. I don't think I seen it live, obviously, right?
Oh.
Yeah. I remember when I seen it, I was like 9, 8. I was like, what's going on? Like, bro, like I was confused. Like,
did you try to go to your dad for a hug?
My dad's robotic. That's what I'm saying. Like these guys around here, they don't. Okay, look, it's funny because my mom and my dad. It's funny because my mom is more like, yo, like, are you dumb? Like, why are you crying? Are you nuts? My dad's more like, I'm not here. You know,
this guy left the screen. He left the screen, actually.
Yeah, like, that's just what it is. Like, so, like, realistically, it's just when it comes to emotions, I'm just like, oh, okay, like.
Do you think he's just trying to avoid arguing with your mom when she does stuff like that?
Nah, he doesn't give a. He doesn't know himself how to deal with those things, right? And I've realized you're like, I have to be honest, when I'm in the crib, like I can tell. Sorry to take up so much time. I'm just saying, like, I can tell when my parents are depressed. They can't tell when I because they don't understand. So just recently in our big age, my dad recently said, "Do I feel so and so?" And I'm like, I can tell, like something's wrong. He can't do that for me. It's humorous, and it's more like, you know what I mean? Like even in like the weight gain that I may have or something, make a joke or something. But I can tell when he gains weight in a certain way, something's wrong.
Made him feel away
based off how he's feeling. I can tell. I know when my mom. I already know. I know what seasons, how they feel in certain seasons. I know my dad feels a certain way in the winter. I know my mom feels a certain way near the summertime because of what she's been through in the past. So I know I read these things. So I get more frustrated with them because I'm like, how do you not read me? And I came out of you. Are you ridiculous or what? Like, I can tell these things for you. But you tell me how to feel when I cry. How could you tell me? You know what I mean?
So the next few questions, I'm gonna ask a few questions and we're just gonna speed through it. Like everybody just give like a quick answer, like and we'll go into more in-depth questions after that. So I was gonna ask you guys, who's the most influential athlete in your life, like black athlete? And then for you, Jess, you can go.
Does it have to be athlete?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask athlete, and then I'm gonna ask artist after that.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry. Okay, cool.
So athlete, I'm gonna go with Kobe. That's for me. Just because.
Why?
Like I don't know, I like the competition, the mentality, like the competition. I just love it. I love the competitiveness. I'm very competitive.
I'm gonna go with Serena Williams. She broke a lot of barriers.
I feel that.
That runner, the Olympian.
Usain Bolt?
Yeah. That's my male.
Obviously,
that's my
he's not too inspirational. You don't know his name.
No, I remember watching him when I was in middle school, I think, when he won his first. And that was pretty sick.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think high
Grade 8,
school.
grade 9. Maybe
Yeah.
grade 9. 'Cause I think I was 20, so yeah, 1920.
Yeah. Did you say an artist? An athlete, Jordan?
Oh,
Artist?
LeBron James, I guess.
Why?
Not I guess. LeBron James.
LeBron James.
I think he does a lot for the community. I think he's a great black male, a great example for a black male. At the end of the day, I date outside of my race, and I date my race as well. But he dates his own. I think that's important if you can. I do think that.
Is he married?
Yeah, he has a beautiful black woman.
I know his daughter's really cute.
Yeah, I think
Who is
Savannah's very
LeBron
attractive. Savannah.
Yes. Yes, that's her name. That's how I remembered it. But I knew there was a reason why I'm like, who is he married to? Yeah.
So yeah, pick him.
Jerome, who's your favorite black athlete?
To be honest, I have to say Kobe because just it's not even about it's just the confidence, you know, like it's just I don't know. But of course the competitive nature, but like I really don't know how to explain it. He's just very intelligent, like smart, like arrogant. Very arrogant at times. I feel like we have similarities in a sense when it comes to that, but when it like very alpha, you know what I mean? Even when and he could step back and be beta-ish when it came to Shaq. Like I seen the levels and I was like, I seen the growth and I was like, yo, like.
Why is Jordan giving that face when you said that?
This guy said he's gonna be beta. He was never beta, ever. It was two alphas.
Shaq?
Two alphas.
You can't have two alphas though.
Dog, his last year, the last year with him and Shaq, he shot more than Shaq. The year before that, they shot very similar.
Yeah, it was two alphas.
But Shaq was the most dominant guy there. Like he's the most dominant.
But Kobe still shot more than him, so that's how alpha Kobe was.
I mean, he'd have to, but at the end of the day, he had to take. I seen him take a couple. Like he had to step back when Shaq was ready to do his thing. Like I get it because they play two different positions though. Like you can't like Kobe's doing his thing though.
You think you're always right?
Sorry?
Because you're cute, you think you're always right?
Moving on, Steve. Who's an influential athlete for you? You can't say Jordan.
Melo. Yeah, always Melo. I was been my favorite player. No word of a lie. Since I was like
Why?
5. Well, when I was younger, I used to like how he played. To me, it was nice, and then I just grew up loving him. No more.
Yeah, who's you guys' most influential artist? I'm gonna go with Nipsey Hussle just because I see myself in him.
Yeah, great Nips. I just want to be a follow bum, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Nipsey too because Nipsey is definitely like has been an influential artist in the Black community. For me, at least, like Nipsey was one of the first artists to show me that you can be hood but respectful at the same time. You don't have to be a disrespectful hood man, you know what I mean? And he showed me that like you can turn dirty money into clean money, you know what I mean? You can go to school, you can do something with a business, you can open up your own stuff, your own store. And I never, like, I knew about these things, but I never cared to look into it before hearing it from Nipsey Hussle because he just had a way with words. If you listen to that man speak, he'll just motivate your whole life.
I've been listening to him since like
I swear.
Grade 9 was when I introduced
So I'm going with Nipsey.
I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So just when I seen him, I was like, damn, like any artist is
he just motivates your whole life.
You know? So yeah.
I think everybody already knows my answer for this question.
Yahtzee!
The one and only, straight from the OG Destiny's Child stage or age.
What age were you when you first ever heard Beyonce?
I don't remember that because I was pretty young, but I do remember
everything's cutting out for me, I think.
When I was in grade 5, I did my first dance to Survivor. Like that was my first performance.
Like 11.
Yeah.
You have that on video?
Probably in like some video in my basement somewhere.
Get the
But, like,
from Justin.
I went full out, like it was rolling on the floor, fist pump. Oh my god! But yeah, for me, it's always been Beyonce since I can remember.
Jerome, who's your most influential artist?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have one.
That's okay.
Don't got one stuff. I don't get influenced by like stuff. I mean, like besides Kobe basketball, I get it, but like
not even motivated. Like when you're listening to Lil Baby, you just be wanting like I don't know, like you just want to get to the bag or something. Like that's me when I listen to Baby.
Like, is it?
It's understandable. You just be listening just because it sounds
good.
Like
pop culture and stuff, so that makes sense.
Not for me.
Okay, and Jordan.
I'm with both of them.
Get out.
I don't get influenced in that way, to be honest. I don't take things from different people. That's different than like one person actually influencing me. But my favorite artist, I don't even know anymore, to be honest. I don't know. Drake, I guess.
Who do you listen to, Jordan?
Drake.
Like,
I listen to everyone. I literally my playlist is all
people like
that's true.
Today's like modern era. Like
I actually expected you to say like Whitney Houston. I don't know why.
Or Keisha Cole.
Not that.
Sent from heaven.
Yeah, sent from heaven.
Jordan, the roasting, you know.
Yo, listen. When the chicken's already roasted, that's Swiss Chalet, see?
You right?
Not roasting.
Jordan's a certified lover boy.
Kinda. Not really though, but yeah, kinda.
For myself, before I was thinking Martin Luther, but I had to throw a curveball. Even though for athlete I chose Kobe, the most influential person to me is LeBron James. I won't lie. Just because I don't know, he's bigger than the game of basketball. Like LeBron, the way like him and all his friends that he grew up with, like the way they have the media or the business for just down, like, the way this came up together, the way he put on for all of them, like
preach.
I want that for my friends, you know. I want to be able to help them in any way I can, and you know, hopefully we can run various empires. The man's a billionaire, like. His career's not even over. The man signed $1 billion lifetime contract with Nike. Like, what? Man, I'd love to open this.
This guy
has his own black school, you know?
LeBron is like, he's greater than the game, you know? Kobe's not my favorite basketball player, but when it comes to like sports, like what brought me to like sports is Kobe, you know? But what bringing me out of the game and realizing like there's more to the game is LeBron. Like LeBron's like, you know, when LeBron came more to just the game, you know, being take care of his family. So LeBron's that guy in my opinion. So is there any person in guys' lives that's just influential, like activist or just person that just does things for the world that you guys look up to?
I know, right? Me and Jess both.
I don't know, like I look at people for different things, and like right now, like there's some people I look just for humor or like inspiration, stuff like so. Like I don't think I have one person that inspires me in a full way.
So who, in terms of humor, like who's that person for you? Like who makes you laugh and just feel good about yourself?
Depends on the day.
I would probably say, can they be like can they be dead? Like they could be gone.
Yeah, of course.
I'd probably say, this is gonna sound so corny, but I'd probably pick like a musician, like an old school musician. I like a lot of old music, so like I'm just grateful that they even dropped bangers like that back then, because nowadays it's like we don't even have that spark no more to make timeless music the way they did back then. You get what I'm trying to say? Music isn't timeless anymore.
It's just a phase, like a small fad.
Exactly.
The songs aren't saying, when I see you, I get a bad vibe. They're not saying that.
Exactly.
I think I remember growing up, like up until high school, I really, really liked anything with Will Smith. Whether it was like Getting Jiggy With It, his song, or like Fresh Prince, or like Independence Day, like I was very into Will Smith.
I like his
my problem
acting.
with Will.
Continue.
Sorry.
No. I was just gonna say I like his acting. I never liked his music.
Oh, yeah, like, yes, same. And
Continue with
my
it.
thing, okay, I'm gonna be honest, like about like the influencers and like Will Smith and stuff like that. I just think sometimes like it's too flowery, and I'm like, oh, you can do it. You can put anything your mind can do. Like, shut up.
Lately, I agree with that. Like, it just seems very. He wants to say what people want to hear. Like, it's not.
He's living his life, though.
Is he?
Like, I believe it, but I'm tired of people.
Yeah.
That, like, yo, you made it off the street, so on and so forth. I get it, yo. Like, you know what I mean? But to tell people, oh, you gotta do this, and this is gonna happen. That's not realistic. There's systematic racism going on. There's things that are happening. There's mental illness. There's so many things that at the end of the day, what you're saying could even deter somebody, to be honest.
Facts.
Or they get to this roadblock that's actually there, and then they're like, just punch it, keep punching through it, dude, and you're gonna get it. No, stand back, heal yourself,
take time for yourself,
and then figure a way around it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so like my problem is nowadays I don't even like these damn influencers because I don't have too many influencers actually being real.
All right, so I'm gonna ask the last like series of questions to get a little more like thoughtful and stuff like that. So like, this question I think Jordan brought up. He's like, so I wanted to ask you, like, you know, what? Where is it?
He's a smart guy.
So, yeah, Jordan, I guess. So what does being pro-black mean to you?
To me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just pushing us forward, advancing us, and advancing the community. So that's what it means. But then, like, can you be pro-black if you're not black? Can you be pro-black if you date out of your race? Can you, like, I think there's so many different variations and different questions as to that. I'm gonna be, this is my answer. I think I'm pro-black. If someone doesn't say I'm pro-black, I don't care, as long as they say I'm for. Like, if they're like, Jordan, I don't feel you're pro-black because you dated white girls and you won't only choose to date black girls. You'll date to choose others. As long as you understand what I do and how much I care for the community, I don't really care. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? As long as you say I'm not anti-black or I'm not for my people, I really don't care how you categorize me. And like, I had this conversation with Jerome before. Maybe I should care more, but I don't care.
I never understood why people say that you're not pro-black because you dated a white girl. I don't get it. Like, can't you still be pro-black if you still dated a white girl?
Because they're saying like you're not advancing. They say advancing your community is to advance your community, you have to have another black kid.
I think
Who says that though?
Look, go on the internet and you'll see it's like beer black people. It's crazy.
It's true. I know man's very successful in his life. You know, he's married to a white woman right now, and people are saying he's not pro-black, but he does so much for his community. But he always loved black women, but they weren't feeling them because he wasn't really into the hip hop culture the same way. He wasn't into the streets, so they never liked him. But when he got successful and he got his money and stuff, all those same girls would come back. Oh, you don't ever give me a chance today, bro. I've been trying to talk to you guys, you know?
Right?
Give me no energy, and now that I'm popping, all of a sudden, because a woman that wasn't black gave me attention, I took it, I ran with it. Like, you know, it was the first woman, you know, and he actually married that woman. Like, you know, he was trying for years to marry a black woman, and then, you know, he finally like caved in and he married that woman, you know, because it wasn't like he was looking for attention elsewhere. He was just looking for a real relationship. He was serious, you know.
Yep.
You can't help who you love. Like, when you love somebody, you love the soul. You don't look. If you're loving somebody physically because they look like something, is that like, you know?
But that's what black people are trying to say you're supposed to do, though. They're saying you're supposed to
force yourself to love somebody, basically, just because of their skin color. Yeah. No, that's not right.
To advance your community. So what I'm like,
the kid's gonna be black regardless, though, because the kid's half black, so the kid's gonna be.
Against that, I know people that you have a piece of like any other culture in you, you're not black, you know. But I ain't gonna say no names. This like, you know,
Yeah, like, but if you look on the internet and like I went on some like searches just to see, like, you know what I mean? Because I seen some people saying this, right? And I was like, yo, what? Like, and like
on Twitter. I know it was
Oh,
you
Twitter's
know, and like I was like, you know, the first time I heard it, I was offended, and then when the person broke it down, I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. Like, as long as you don't think I'm like, you know, not for us, then, because like I really don't care. Like, but I the one thing that I say to another person is, I'm like, yo, you better not do anything not pro-black then. You better go for the community. You better fend for us. You better never say negative about us. You better be perfect. And I will accept the way you feel. Not, well, you have to accept the way a person feels anyways. But I mean, like, I will be like, cool. You know what I mean?
Take it into
consideration. But if you don't do that and you just want to judge me just for that,
bon you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Dr. Umar, he says that. You know what I'm trying to say? He says that.
Dr. Umar is a topic in himself. He's a whole topic.
Yeah, but do you know people follow? Do you know any black people follow him?
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Some things I can't lie. Some things I do agree with, and some things I don't.
For sure.
You know? Straight.
Right? So that's my, like, I think it's like, I have my perspective, but I'm noticing that most black people that only date black people, most, not all, because like Steve is a person that only dates black people, like, you know what I'm saying? Jerome, for example, Kai, for example. But from the conversations that I've had and people that I've talked to, and like even, I'll give you an example. I was talking to this girl, okay, getting to know her. She's not even full black, she's half black, okay? And this girl said, when we were talking, she's like, well, we're talking about stuff, and I told her like my past, and she's like, well, I'm for black, all black, I'm pro black, and I'm like, I'm pro black too. She's like, I'm for my people, I only date my people, and that's it, blah 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 blah. And then I'm like, oh shit, that was the first time where I was like, I'm not pro. Oh shoot, I'm not pro black too. Like, just because of what I date. And like, you don't even know me, so this is from your heart. Like,
so just because
this is our first phone combo.
So just because you can love outside of your race, I feel like that's a blessing though. The fact that we can love white people or any other race other than our own is a blessing in itself, because I feel like black people have been done wrong by a lot of people, a lot of different races, you know what I mean? So if we were really petty like that, then we could be like, you know, F everybody else, can't love them, da-da-da-da-da. But the fact that I can still see past it and see the person's a good soul, a good person, you know what I'm trying to say? That's mashup. But continue your story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Yo, I agree with you. I think like that shouldn't be. But they're like, I have to do my research to really see, like, is this really true? Like, are people really talking like this? Are people really being like this? And I'm like, shoot, they are. Let me give you a quick Jerome story, okay? Cap. Jerome, you're getting exposed. So I don't know where he is. That's why I'm saying this. He still didn't pop up. So good. So so we're here. And this is like me just meeting Jerome. And I'm like, Jerome, all right? This is when I was dating Mr. Ponyo, right? So I'm like, Jerome. I'm like, yo, this is my girl. Let me show you my girl, right? And he's like, okay. And then I show him my girl, and he grabs the phone and does this. We're not gonna tell anybody.
Wait, what? I said what? What did I
Dog,
say?
you don't remember?
Wait, what did I say?
And you looked at my phone, you put it down, and he said, we're not going to tell anybody.
Because she looked, oh, yeah. What you like that? What you doing? That's crazy. Yo, cut this out thing, though. Cut this out. He's just joking, guys.
You were joking.
All right, man. It's true.
Right?
What?
Right? You were joking, right?
Beautiful, though. Not looking at. I was just, you know. Yo, fans, I'm trying to expose me. Like, I expose myself.
You're obviously joking, because you're like, oh, stay with your people. Like, guys, he was joking. He was joking. That's when I found out firsthand Jerome's kind of funny.
believe Black Lives Matter, but I'm a type of person like I think all lives matter too, like, you know, but I'm not saying it in the sense of like.
I have a next question for that one too.
Any person, I feel like as a community we need to do better, but I'm more on the side of Jerome. Like I feel like I don't always want to address why the next person's not doing better. Like if I have an issue with Jess and Jerome, I will only address the issue that I have with Jerome and the issue I have with Jess. I can't bring in like, oh, make sure you fix Jerome before you. Nah. What is your issue and how could you fix up? Is my focus. So when I'm talking about Black people, it's like, yo, I don't want to hear about how white people or this person or that people needs to fix up so that you could, you know, what could you do to improve and how can you help the community? Because I'm not really into like how to protest thing, like, you know,
No.
And people will retweet 1-2 thing and then they just, you know, they go about their lives. And then when they like, people like, I never seen no protesters. I'm like, bro, I work in the community, fam, and I've been working in the community. Like, you don't even know that I've been working in the community years. Like, you know, and I only would do that because something about, even though I have other passions, it's something about my heart that's like, yo, I have to be around youth and show them like there's a better.
Show them, yeah.
Show in our community. Like, I didn't know that I could love a person properly that's from a different block. Before when I was growing up, like in the Rex, for example, it was like Rex or die. Like I swear it was Rex or die. That's what I thought it was. Until, you know, you meet a person from a certain ends and you're like, wow, this guy's just like me, you know? I rock with this guy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But like, you know, environment's different.
Exactly. Like that. I agree. Like they want to see us. I feel like they want to see us self-destruct. Like we're over here trying to let people know, like, we legit sit here trying to like educate other people, but some people want to see us self-destruct, so I'd rather educate my people and we just go through it together.
When Black people realize that the system is just not for us, will never be for us, and we need to stop begging for the system to be for us, that's when we will be able to come together as a community and better each other.
I just feel like we should educate each other instead of picking at people for saying racist things and being prejudiced. Like you understand that we can see someone, their natural thing is to be prejudiced. Their natural reaction is being prejudiced. So help them, but remember, it's a natural thing. Natural doesn't go away in a day, in a week, in a month, maybe not even in a year.
It's been years though. Think about it.
Exactly. No, continue. Like, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's been hundreds and hundreds of years that we've been dealing with stuff like this. And I feel like at this point, we just need to realize that maybe we should just do something for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's why all those riots were happening not too long ago. Because Black people realized that, what are we begging and screaming for? They're not doing nothing for us. They don't care. They're laughing in our faces, making streets, naming streets after people. What is that going to do? We said we want the man in jail. Like, what are you talking about? You're naming the street after the man. Like, that's amazing. You know what I mean? But like, realistically, they're taunting us with these little things. They're giving us inches. You see what I'm saying? Before they actually.
That's how I feel about brutality, like in the States and stuff like that. Like, there's nobody holding the police to a standard. Like, your purpose is to protect civilians. You know,
police are a good example of that too. That was even a good example. When stuff hit, when crap hits the fan, they huddle together and they plot something together. As much as we get at them, they huddle together. You get what I'm saying? So like, again, like, I can't stress this enough. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like overly try to help somebody understand something that they just don't, that they can't, they're not us. So what we can do is move accordingly, which is easier said than done, right? And roll with the punches. Like, just like being a terrorist, like there's culture, like there's terrorists in all different types of, in all types of culture. Like there's terrorists, there's a terrorist group, and then some are known by like the publicity, like, you know, like the media brings out more in certain cultures of certain like this place is full of terrorists. Every culture has terrorists. Are you crazy? Like, what are you talking about? So my thing is now, like, you have terrorists in your field. What are you doing? Don't tell me you're good people. You know, don't tell me that. Unless I'm invading and I'm trying to disrespect you or like attack you, don't come to me and tell me your people aren't so bad. You need to go and face the terrorists. There's more good than bad in this world. It's just that bad just run things. I don't know why, but I feel like there's more good than bad. There's more good than bad in there. There's something about the bad that just, I don't know. So I feel like you need to like educate your people, like help your people, and then come to us. That's how it works. You can't try to help me. You can't try to help me understand your people when there's a problem within your people. It doesn't work like that. Focus on yourself. Focus on your people first. Focus first on your people. Educate your people, and then educate everybody else.
All right. So like, what are some things like, you know, onto the last like, and then we'll wrap this up. Like, what are some things like we could do in our community when we're struggling or when we're at a low point? What could we do to all bounce back and get out of that hole? Because a lot of people, you know, in our community, we find ourselves in
support.
You know, it's hard to get out of, or poverty, or etc. So it's like, what advice could you give somebody?
Support.
Sorry, one sec. Sorry. So Jerome, I just wanted to say something. So I agree to a point, because I think support support young people. We need to do us, but at the same time, we can't let people be knocking us down, right? So I agree-ish, because I think we need to focus on us, but the same I don't think we need to go around teaching everyone for no I agree with that. But when they come, we have to educate. You know what I mean? Like, and that's, I'm not saying educate in the sense of like sit them down and be like, hey, educate them, and be like, yo, you're not gonna talk to me like this because I'm black.
Oh, absolutely no. Like, you mean like absolutely defend yourself. Definitely, I agree 100%. Defend your side.
I just wanted to add on.
Because defending your side still is educating your people. 100%. Yes. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. That's leading by example 100%.
High five?
Oh. I'm definitely with that. Because that right, helping your people, that's leading by example all the way. Like, I'm for that.
Yeah.
No.
But your focus shouldn't be on them. It should be on us.
Right.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I'm with that.
You guys are kind of disagreeing, and that's important. Like, I feel like people are either like, I'm 100% ride or die Malcolm X style, or I'm 100% Martin Luther King. There's no in between. Like, oh, I feel you over there. You know what? Maybe we can use that, and we can throw in this, and we want to be like 100% true. And people use that same energy, like you can tell, like in the hood, for example, or whatever. Like, oh, I'm from this block, like, you know, and it's like, yo, bro, what about that next block? Like, I don't care. Like, you know, people are always ride or die into like mindsets. Like, people are not open to listening and not open to change. You know, like stubbornness really runs in our community, and that curse needs to be broken from our generation. We need to be able to listen to people and educate and be educated. Some people feel like, you know, I don't rate this man or I don't rate this woman, so they can't teach me nothing. It's like, what do you mean they can't teach you? Like, how can somebody teach you something from their perspective or their angle of life? Are we not all living? Are we not all human beings? Are we not all from the same place or not? Even if we're not from the same place, like I never grew up like how any of you guys grew up. Like, even though there's stuff that you guys are saying and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. There's stuff that you guys are saying that I'm like, nah, that's not facts. Like, I don't know about that. But I'm not gonna tell you that never happened, because I never experienced it. There's a lot of people that like that, and like I feel like we need to be able to be open to seeing other people's perspective and going with it and taking their word for truth. It's like in our community, we need to feel it or see it for ourselves to know that it's true. It's like, bro, you don't have to break your foot to know that your foot could be broken. Like, it could be broken. Like, you know, you have to pay it. You know, you should learn from me and be like, all right, I'm gonna take all the precautions to not break my foot because I've seen somebody else break their foot. Like, you know. The last question, and we can go from there, is like, so we all work in this world, you know, in the community and stuff like that. You ever felt like your skin color or your background or race, religion, or any of that ever affected your job and or affected you from being able to get a job ever in your life?
Yeah. So back in my old workplace, City of Fun, I used to run basketball, and I'd say hi to all the kids, and then my boss would come to me and be like, Jordan, your friends are up to some stuff here. They were in the washroom doing stuff. They were smoking. They were doing this. I said, who are my friends, brother? He pointed to the black people. I said, what makes them my friend? Oh, you shake hands with them. I'm like, do I not shake hands with white people? Mm-mm. He's like, I'm like, so what does this mean? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I don't get what you're saying. Like, this is crazy. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I see you shaking their hands. Da, 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 da. I'm like, brother, you're racist. Like, this is crazy. Like, everything a black person did, they'd come to me and be like, Jordan, you're black. It was crazy. And the only reason literally was because I'm black. Calling me brother. And then one day I turned to him like, don't call me brother. And he's like, what do we call you guys?
By my government.
This is that?
This is for you.
I don't want no man call me brother too. We're not bros.
Dog, if you call me brother, you have to turn to the next person and call him brother right away. Like, I need to know you're Hulk Hogan.
Don't kill me.
You gotta be Hulk Hogan. Brother. Because I seen some guys do that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, okay. You know, you're brothering up everyone. Cool. But dog, when you're calling me brother and he's like, what do I call you guys? I'm like, my name. I'm like, what do you call white people? Stupid.
Excuse me.
I hear you say that.
So, yeah.
That's a piece.
There was, dog, it's crazy, bro. Like, there's so many stories I can go on about. Another thing was, my manager brought me into the office and she's like, Jordan, you need to stop yelling. And I go, you need to stop yelling at the kids.
I remember you telling us this story, Jordan. I remember.
Yeah, they're like, you need to stop yelling at the kids. Right when she said this, a white staff yelled at the kids louder than I yelled. And I said, why is Billy allowed to yell? Oh, because I'm black.
Straight. And she didn't have nothing to say.
Yeah, she had nothing to say. I'm like, because I'm black and I'm scary. You're scared of me. I'm intimidating. But I'm like, the funny thing is, these kids are less scared of me than you. And that's when I learned racism is learned.
Yep.
I realized like kids feel you when you raise your tone in a certain way. It's like a father thing, or like, you know, like as a guy, it's like a father thing. It's like, or a big brother thing. It's like, okay.
Like, it's more of like a Jordan thing. I yell. Like, even like right now, my voice is loud. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's happy, he yells. If he's sad, he yells. If he's angry, he yells.
Yeah, just my tone thing. But like, I get what you're saying. But no, she's like, yo, everyone was allowed to yell except me. Even my eyes, when I did this, she's like, no, you can't do that. That's too scary.
Damn. So you've definitely had to deal with racism.
Was this like her perspective, or did like a parent come to her and say it?
The parents all love me and write notes and like yo, the parents all love me. It was just her literally being like, oh, this is intimidating. I'm telling you guys, honestly, I've been through more racism probably than almost any person I know.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I say that. And it's because I put myself in that position because I wanted to be accepted by white people. You know? And like now that's like as you said, PTSD, like dog, when I see a man, a guy, a black guy, almost dropped it. I see that. and he's conforming to them, dog. That hurts me so much. I run. I was in the summer. I saw this black kid in Maple. He was riding his bike with a bunch of white guys. I stopped my car and I said, "Brother, Black Lives Matter."
Hello.
And he nodded his head, and I said, "Brother, you need to say it loud, and your friends better be clapping for you. Black Lives Matter." And he said, "Yeah." And I looked at them all and I said, Black Lives better matter to you guys, or you're not actually his friend. Vroom, and drove off.
What the hell?
No, you don't understand. No, Jerome, you don't understand the pressure a black kid is under. And like, again, it's different pressures, but it's a different type of pressure.
True.
I hear that still. Yeah. So, we got to see a lot of each other's different perspectives and stuff like that, like with the questions and stuff like that. And I love how everyone was going like in depth and stuff. I don't want to cut off nobody too much because you get to see where somebody's heart really is sometimes when they're just talking about what's going on and what they're really trying to say. Because when you're not interrupting people, you get what they're really trying to say. So I like the perspective everybody did, and with Black Lives. I'm hoping any person that watches this podcast, they can take something from this. Add to the conversation as well. Don't take everything we say for face value. Add to the conversation. If you disagree respectfully. It doesn't have to be disrespect. Learn how to talk. Know how to state your point.
Without offending anybody.
I mean, all of us here, we talk. It was easy going. I don't feel like anybody's offended. And I'm a person. Like if I say something wrong, you can say anything to me. Like I'm into correction and stuff like that. Tomorrow when I wake up, I'm gonna be better than I was, or there's problems are different from today's problems and stuff like that. So it's like I just move on with how I'm gonna be, and I believe in our community, like with us doing this podcast, in February about Black History. Don't think that we're only trying to help today, or the conversation is about bettering yourself just today. All the conversations are about how the community can get better. That's why we do the podcast. How can we entertain the community? How can we keep the conversation going, right? This is more of a conversation than it is entertainment, So, you guys listen to this, add to the conversation. Any person that listens to this and wants to, say something on the podcast and talk to us, ask us questions, feel free to submit questions, submit topics. There's tribute to be in a podcast, and we can reach out to any one of us. They'll relate to each other, in our group or whatever, and we can go from there. Whoever you feel comfortable with, don't feel forced to you have to reach out to one person. Reach out to any one of us, And you guys have any final words you guys would like to say?
I would like to say, Malachi, good job. And appreciate it, and shout out to Savans.
Shout out to me.
Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate
Permanent
it.
things like that. That's nice. A definite asset to this.
You already know the vibes.
Definite assets.